Let's now shift our attention to the story that we are tracking on WION. Now, remember, Russia-Ukraine war has had consequences for both of these countries, but not just that. The consequences have also been for the European region at large and indeed for the rest of the world. But now there are other aspects of this war that are now being looked at, because what has now happened in the course of this war is that critical infrastructure around the world potentially could be at danger. This could result in disruptions of regional and global supply chains. It could also spark a food crisis. It could worsen poverty, stagnation, and also could result in refugee influx. Modern warfare threatens all of this. With scientific progress, the way we fight war has also evolved. Now, one of the ways in which people could now be fighting wars in the future is also by going around damaging the critical infrastructure that each nation has. Now, there is talk of fifth-generation warfare. This potentially effectively means war by cyber attacks to cripple the critical infrastructure of another nation. It's been famously described as a war of information and perception. So the question, of course, is what if a nation chooses to attack the systems that enable the World Wide Web as we know it today? Now, with leaks and explosions being reported in the heavily guarded Nord Stream pipelines, experts say that internet could, of course, be the next obvious target. Internet across the globe is enabled by over 500 undersea fiber optic cables, and these cables connect almost all continents with one another. They span 1.3 million kilometers in length, which is enough to encircle the globe over 100 times. However, the cables are mostly unguarded and often pass through international waters, and also these cables are almost entirely privately owned, and in many cases they may not even be very well guarded either. Now, these are internet cables that are owned by companies like Amazon, Google, and also increasingly now by China's Huawei. Moreover, there are several choke points where these cables intersect. The Strait of Gibraltar is one, the Suez Canal is another. However, experts have said that any aggressor would have to attack multiple targets in one go to cause some kind of an impact, and that preparations for such an attack have to be made. Now, experts have also reiterated that although the threat is very real, but the world today is no longer in a position where an aggressor can cut off a wire and everything just goes down. But the possibility that something like this can be done if there is an agency that has carried out the attacks as it did on the Nord Stream pipelines were to attempt, then this also is something that could potentially be affected. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.